guess I just have one last question. The Creator that has no judgment, I still feel that love is love, and when you see a poor animal, like, just suffering, to me, like, that's just not love. So I guess I'm not quite clear on how the Creator, although non-judging, could, I mean, maybe that's just the setup. That's just why we're here. If we have the capacity to do the free will towards the loving, so I'm wondering why that wouldn't be within the Creator.
Yeah, well, it actually is. So what we're seeing right now on the planet, this is going to get a little off topic for just a moment, but what we're seeing is a whole lot of things collapsing, right? Are we noticing that? And what happened is basically Creator said, enough of this pain, enough. It doesn't feel good. I've experienced it. I want these people to wake up to the truth of who they are, which is really the embodiment of me, God, Creator, Source, the field. And so I'm going to help them to wake up. And I'm going to start to show them what's not working and help them to realize with their own free will to begin to make new choices. But until they can become fully conscious and aware of what's not working, they can't make a free will choice to choose something different. And so that's why we're becoming so aware now. We're seeing all these things go down on the planet. We're seeing corrupt politicians. We're seeing chemtrails in the sky. We're seeing bankers ripping off people. We're seeing, we're becoming aware of all these things. Pharmaceutical drugs that are just designed to keep people sick, not designed to help people get better. The harshness of farms, the cruelty that animals are being treated with. So until because our free will will not be overridden. That's the one thing that will not be taken away. So all of these things are coming to light so that we can really wake up to the fact that these are going on and then make a new choice. So there are teachers on the planet right now, lots of teachers. There's lots of teachers in this room. We're all teachers. We're all students, right? I know you, Monique, because we're on that same meetup group. I know that you're a teacher. And we're helping others, all of us, to wake up and experience the reality so that we can make a new choice. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And this shift of consciousness, which, by the way, if you don't know what's happening already, in the next 2 months you're going to see it hit the fan. Really big time. Like, so big, no one's going to be able to be sleeping about it anymore. And the shift of consciousness is going to overtake the entire planet. I love that you're laughing about it.
We know it's coming.
Yes, for sure. And it's like going to be beautiful. So it's not designed to freak people out or make them scared. It's designed to help people wake up and choose something new and know that the old ways are not going to be supported anymore. So there's a lot of people who really are scared, and they have good reason to be. But in any case, the point here is we have this free will, and we're just being shown the truth so we can make new choices. And my whole love of animals really was just that the animals are helping us to wake up. And through my connection to animals and as an animal communicator, I just get a lot of messages from them to help other people learn these gifts so that we can really start to realize they are living beings. I mean, everybody in this room knows that, right? We all know that. They're living beings. They have a free will. They have a free choice. When I was in Maui teaching, I remember 4 years ago being asked by a lot of people, well, they don't have free will. Do they have free will? Like, of course they have free will. It's just that, we've in a lot of ways tried to take it away from them. But of course they have free will. So, okay. Does anyone have any questions on any of that stuff so far? Yeah.
When you said that the animals make an agreement to come here and learn things and teach things, so have they agreed also to a certain lifespan and that they're going to go at a certain time regardless of the healing efforts that their guardian takes?
Yeah, for sure. So this is true of every animal on the planet, human, non-human. Right now, okay, this is the truth. In this point on our linear timeline, because we're experiencing time in linear fashion, like we have clocks and we have calendars. That's actually not true. That's a human construct, right? In reality, those are just fake. I mean, right now, all you have is right now. Right now. Right now. Right? So, yes, up until this point, after 2012, it's a whole new ballgame, whole new reality. We're going to go through such a major shift. We are going through it. But up until this point, at least, in linear time, you have a timestamp, the exact moment you come in. I don't care. C-sections, predictions, oh, he's going to be born on this, doesn't matter. There's a stamp. This living being is coming into the body at this exact moment of time. And this living being is leaving the body at this exact moment of time and space. That's it. It's stamped. So it's written into your DNA. Now, can you override that? Yes, you can, actually, because now we know how to work with the DNA. That's what DNA theta healing is. We can actually work with a theta brainwave, which programs all the DNA in the body, and we can reprogram the DNA. We can direct, using the theta brainwave, to reprogram ourselves, because we're just a bunch of computer programs in our own way. So, but yes, that's the answer to your question. Does that help? Okay, anyone else have any questions? See, if everybody knew that, they wouldn't be so freaked out about death, right? They'd just be like, "Well, I'm just going to have a good time." I mean, that doesn't mean go, jump in the middle of the street, but you're not going to do that.
So animals as well as humans, it's no accident. When we go, it's our time to go.
Yes.
We've made that agreement before we came.
Yes, every death is a suicide. Every death. No exception. Because, you see, how do I know this stuff? Well, because, again, I'm tapping in to that field of all-knowing consciousness, which is what Einstein did. By the way, the periodic table, who was it? Who discovered the periodic table, did the periodic table? Who remembers P? Can't remember his name. What's the P? It'll come into my brain later. Anyway, that was downloaded to him in a dream. What the heck is his name? Right, whatever. So anyhow, the thing is, when you're tapping into this field of infinite awareness, infinite consciousness, you can get any answer you want. Anything. Who saw The Matrix? Okay, so you understand what The Matrix was? The hero of the story learned that he was part of the field, and that the field of everything wasn't really real. It was a hallucination. And so when he really aligned with that energy, nothing in the field could hurt him. So that's really what's existing here. We're in a field of energy. And just humans have forgotten that. They're living in their they're only using 10% of their conscious, and they're not aware of all of this stuff. So, in any case, that's really how we start to know this. And you no longer really need a teacher to tell you if you're smart. You don't need a doctor to tell you if you're sick. You certainly don't need some politician to tell you what's right or wrong. I mean, that's a joke, right? So really what we're talking about here is recognizing the recognition that we're all connected to this source of infinite knowing. And when you start accessing it, Monique, I swear you will never doubt its existence again. Not anybody. Because it is so blissful. It is so incredible. And whose question was this? Where do they go? Yeah. It's so blissful. It's so incredibly beautiful. You don't really ever want to leave, actually. And then you're like, okay, this is so awesome. I'll have another experience. Cool. But you go into this state of, I'm saying you, but I mean, my experience is it's the state of just complete joy. It's beyond joy. And so I'll tell you a little how I know this is about when Kenya died. Just to check my time. When Kenya died, it was in Maui, and on the very day that Kenya died, I mean, I had been working with all kinds of healing, alternative healing modalities with her, and she was really experiencing some dramatic results, but and we did do a surgery. We went to the Western doctor, and the Western doctor pretty much told us there's no hope. And anyway, she stayed alive for, quite much longer after that with the alternative healing practices, and she would really show a lot of remarkable improvement. But on the evening that she died, I remember having this real conversation with her, where I was just holding her in my arms and I was crying, and I was saying to her, I don't want you to leave, but if you have to leave, I love you, I will always love you, and it's okay, you know? And I remember hearing her in my head, and she said, Mommy, I don't want to leave, but I have to leave. And that night was the night that she went. And we were in the bedroom in Maui in our house, and ironically, she waited until 5 in the morning. Now in Maui at 5 in the morning, there's nothing. There's no nothing. So we had some blue lights, Christmas lights in the room, and we had, it was very faint in the room, but there were some candles and some, calm music. Yeah. And anyway, I was holding her in my arms, and I was petting her, and I was saying, I love you, Kenya. I love you, Kenya. It's okay. I love you, Kenya. I love you, Kenya. And I was, crying, and I could hear her say something like, take a break, Mommy. I'm okay. She released her bowels. And I thought, okay, well, I was glad she released her bowels, because I thought that meant, she had been having a hard time releasing her bowel movements that day and the day before. And I heard her, and she was still alive in my arms, and she was, it's okay, Mommy, take a break. Take a break. And so I took a break. Oh, right before that, this is before, I'm remembering it better now. I haven't told this story in a while. So right before she released her bowels, I remember I was holding her in my arms. I was like, it's okay, Kenya, it's okay, it's okay. I love you, you're okay, it's okay. I actually thought she was going to stay. I actually thought she was going to make it through the night. And that's what it was. And in the darkness, with the blue lights, all of a sudden I could see out of my eye, I could see the light leaving her body. I saw it. And at the same time, my other dog, Kiko, who I lovingly call her my psychic dog, she got up on all fours, and she was watching this light, staring at this light. And I'm like observing the whole thing, but Kenya was still alive. She was still in her body, I thought. Her heart was still beating, right? I didn't know at the time that that's actually what happens, is that the light leaves the body before the physical body dies. And as I saw this light, and Kiko was on all fours, and I'm just holding Kenya, and I'm like a little freaked out myself, But she was still alive, the heart was beating, and it's okay. That's when the bowels were released. And I could hear her saying, it's okay, Mommy, it's okay, I'm okay, take a break. Because of course I'm like crying and sweating and all the stuff that happens, that the body, our physiological symptoms that are happening. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go just get a rag, a clean washcloth, and wash it and clean her up. And I did that, and I washed my face down and came back in the room. The bathroom was just right next door, and then I realized that her body was dead, And, I'm just in shock. This is what happens, right? That kind of shock. You're just shocked. So, okay. So, needless to say, in Maui, and I couldn't do anything till the morning. So I don't even know what happened. For the next X amount of time I was crying, but in just a total state of shock. Couldn't eat for days, couldn't sleep, couldn't do anything. And my family was in New York at that time. And I remember that Thursday night, and this is going to bring me full circle to the point of what it's like, of your question. I was working in this group, this circle was called Kunlun. It was a very alternative kind of practice, and we would do some things that are a little more well known now in the Western hemisphere of the world, is things like Yijong and Tai Chi. We used to warm up with some practices that are similar to that. And this Kunlun was an energy practice, and the teacher of the class in the room that night, I said to him, I want to go. I want you to help me know where Kenya is and what she's experiencing. So I was under this watchful eye of this room full of very evolved practitioners who were really playing with these kinds of very metaphysical, out there, so to speak, experiences. And